This evening, Brazilian helicopter pilot sentenced to jail and millions in fines after changing his plea to guilty. Minibus driver granted bail on sexual assault charge of a child under 16 years in Golden Grove Court. Ministry of Human Services to launch help bot for survivors of domestic violence in Guyana. In the region, Brazilian police raid ex-President Bolsonaro's home, seize his phone, and internationally, remarkable drug reduces Alzheimer's decline, study shows. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for May 4th, 2023. I am Baby Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. First up, Alexander Felix Plan, a Brazilian national and helicopter pilot who was arrested on February 20, 2023 at a shelter in Region 9 by members of the Guyana Defense Force for illegal entry and was charged on February 27th with several offenses, changed his not guilty plea to guilty on Wednesday. Plan changed his plea through an interpreter from not guilty to guilty. He was charged with several offenses and sentenced to millions of dollars in fines and jail time, including $1.5 million and 18 months imprisonment for operating a civil aircraft without an airworthiness certificate, $2.5 million with an alternative of 18 months imprisonment for operating an aircraft without insurance. Having arrived in Guyana by air, he was further charged for disembarking without the consent of an immigration officer. For this offense, he was fined $30,000 and 12 months imprisonment. He was also charged with interference with an aircraft and was fined $1.5 million and 18 months imprisonment. The sentences are to run concurrently. In other news, domestic violence is a major issue in Guyana, affecting women, men, and children of all ages, backgrounds, and socio-economic statuses. In an effort to reduce the prevalence of domestic violence, the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security has been working to provide support and resources to survivors through various initiatives such as the iMatter app and upcoming Help Bot. The ministry has announced plans to launch the Help Bot to complement its iMatter app aimed at providing additional support to victims of domestic violence. The app has been praised for its user-friendly interface and comprehensive range of resources, including information on legal rights, counseling services, and emergency contacts. The HelpBot will provide an additional interface for survivors to access resources and support through WhatsApp. The app was conceptualized by a young lady who represented the government at the United Nations General Assembly. The initiative is part of the government's program to fight against gender-based violence by providing survivors with multiple channels to access available support and resources. The iMatter app is available for free downloads on Android and Apple devices, and the HelpBot will be launched soon to complement its services. We now turn our attention to the courts. 27-year-old minibus driver Waylon Jordan of Lot 15 Grove Public Road, East Bank, Demerara, was placed on bail when he appeared at the Golden Grove Diamond Magistrates Court 2 on Wednesday, May 3rd, charged with sexual assault of a child under 16 years. Jordan appeared before Magistrate Judy Latchman and was not required to enter a plea. He was granted bail in the sum of $500,000. The court heard that the offense was allegedly committed in February of this year at Grove Public Road, East Bank, Demerara. Jordan was arrested on February 15th, and the matter was adjourned to June 1st, 2023 for statements. Stick around when we return. Illegal brothel established and operated by convicted Venezuelan citizens demolished, and 4 minibus touts arrested in Freedom Hook Junction operation.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 4-6 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brick Dam and White Castle Fish Shop, be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
my fellow TikToker followers, here's credit. And today, all we will be making Chinese noodles with peppies, chow mein, chicken fritters, and spice cake. For the noodles, all we will be using peppies, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, five spice, and all-purpose seasoning.
Next, this chicken that we marinate, soak for all you know nothing with peppies, green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
Pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, dark seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document plantain flour, and then this butter we make with this quick piece powder, and we
boil in high. We serve with peppies, barbecue sauce. Radical went to the supermarket and she proper buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook, but she wrote it even wrong. He shaped like a Guyana map.
Peppies has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
Problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for doing surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Hey, this is your fancy vehicle and that is your house?
Yes, this is my vehicle and actually I'm waiting on my land. I'm actually renting this house for $50,000.
$50,000? You head more? You crazy? You mad? You head no good? Why you buy? Look, let me show you that light. Come with me.
Come on down to Fabulous Homes today. Pay $50,000 every month for 36 months or until you reach 50% of your house costs. Move in after 75% of the cost has been paid.
This is wonderful. Let's go. Sign me up.
Alright, let me go and dash away your landlord.
To explore our home ownership program, check our Facebook page for more information or come down to our office at Avalon Friendship.
Hey, Chinese, thanks, man. Thanks a lot, man.
You got to look.
Yes.
Call us at 227-1380 or 615-8740. Fabulous Homes International Realty, changing tenants into homeowners.
At Fabulous Homes, we bring your dreams to life.
Welcome back. Over 170 residents in Region 5 and 6 have received cement and steel subsidy vouchers as part of the government's measures to support home builders. Approximately $14 million will be injected into the local economy in Region 5, while another $15 million will be invested in Region 6 economy. The initiative exemplifies the government's commitment to providing housing interventions to citizens to make home ownership easier, including land title distribution, low interest rates, house lots allocation, road infrastructure, bridges, and the development of new housing areas. To date, close to 1,000 house lots have been allocated in Region 5, while 1,300 lots have been allocated in Region 6. Under the $800 million initiative, persons constructing homes costing $6 million or less will be provided with steel needed and one sling of cement to build a foundation. Home builders spending $6 million to $25 million will receive 2 slings of cement. In other news, in a bid to curb traffic lawlessness and the solicitation of passengers by touts, Traffic Ranks in Regional Division 3 conducted an operation that resulted in the arrest of 4 individuals on Wednesday, May 3rd. The ranks from Vredenhoek Police Station Traffic Department targeted touts at the Vredenhoek Junction. The 4 suspects were apprehended for soliciting passengers, an offense that has become increasingly prevalent on Guyana's roadways. The touts were granted bail and are scheduled to appear in court in the new week. The operation demonstrates the police's commitment to ensuring safer roads for all commuters and serve as a warning to those engaging in such activities. On a different note, on May 1, 2023, the Guyana Geology and Mines Commission, in collaboration with the Ministerial Task Force on Trafficking in Persons, demolished 2 illegal brothels in Barakat Dam and Crusher Land in Region 7. The brothels were operated by Maylene Josephine Cordova, a Venezuelan national who was recently convicted and sentenced under the Summary Jurisdiction Offences Act. The Ministry of Home Affairs thanked the Guyana Police Force, the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security, Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, and GGMC for their support in combating human trafficking in Guyana. The task force and its sister agencies will continue its focus on increasing awareness of human trafficking, strengthening enforcement efforts, international cooperation, and enhancing work with all stakeholders, government, civil society organizations, and the private sector to prevent human trafficking and thwart the efforts of traffickers. Don't go away after the break. Brazilian police raid ex-President Bolsonaro's home and seize phones, and Hong Kong reduces directly elected seats in district polls.
Good girl forget things. What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Hello, my fellow TikToker followers. He is Credit, and today all we will be making Chinese noodles with peppies, chow mein, chicken fritters, and spice cake. For the noodles, all of these will be using peppies, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, five spice, and all-purpose seasoning.
Next, this chicken that we marinate soak for all you wanna know nothing with peppies, green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
Pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, dark seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document planting flour, and then this butter we make with this quick piece powder, and we
fry, boil in high. We serve with peppies, barbecue sauce. Radhika went to the supermarket and she proper buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook, but she routine even wrong. She shaped like a guy in a map.
Peppies has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brick Dam and White Castle Fish Shop, be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Hey, this is your fancy vehicle and that is your house?
Yes, this is my vehicle, and actually I'm waiting on my land. I'm actually renting this house for $50,000.
$50,000? You head more? You crazy? You mad? You head no good? Why you look, let me show you that life. Come with me.
down to fabulous homes today. Pay $50,000 every month for 36 months or until you reach 50% of your house costs. Move in after 75% of the cost has been paid.
This is wonderful. Let's go. Sign me up.
All right, let me go and dash away your landlord.
To explore our home ownership program, check our Facebook page for more information or come down to our office at Avalon Friendship.
Hey, Chinese, thanks, man. Thanks a lot, man.
You got to look.
Yes.
Call us at 227-1380 or 615-8740. Fabulous Homes International Realty, changing tenants into homeowners.
At Fabulous Homes, we bring your dreams to life.
Welcome back. Now let's take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world. Police in Brazil have raided the home of former President Jair Bolsonaro as part of an investigation into falsified COVID-19 vaccination documents. Al Jazeera's Monica Yannick reports.
In an early morning surprise, federal police searched the home of former President Jair Bolsonaro. He is being investigated for allegedly falsifying his COVID-19 vaccination records. Police seized Bolsonaro's phone during the raid on his home. Federal agents also detained 6 people close to the former president for questioning. They are accused of forging vaccination cards supposedly to meet international requirements for travelers. Bolsonaro denies the allegations against him.
I have nothing to hide, not only about the vaccination card, but anything. It would be good if we had a democratic country where we could discuss all subjects. There are subjects that are forbidden to talk about in Brazil, and one of them is about the vaccine.
Bolsonaro has already been accused while he was president of downplaying the pandemic and of delaying the immunization campaign in a country with the world's second largest COVID-19 death toll after the United States. When Brazil finally began importing vaccines, the president cast doubts on their efficiency and said he would not be vaccinated.
I didn't take the vaccine. It was a personal decision after reading the Pfizer pamphlet. My daughter, who is 12 years old, has also not taken the vaccine, as she has a medical report. So I'm really surprised with this search and seizure.
But investigators say data on Brazil's healthcare system was altered, showing Bolsonaro had been vaccinated when he had not. Last December, shortly before the end of his term, Bolsonaro left Brazil for the United States. He returned 3 months later. Since then, he has been the target of several investigations. The federal police already questioned Jair Bolsonaro twice last month. The first time on alleged irregularities, bringing back 3 sets of expensive jewelry given to Bolsonaro by the Saudi Arabian government while he was still president. The second time on his alleged role in instigating the January 8th riots. On January 8th, Bolsonaro's supporters ransacked the presidential palace, the Supreme Court, and Congress. Hundreds of rioters called on the military to oust President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, who had taken office a week before. Bolsonaro says that he condemned the uprising and had nothing to do with it. But the former president is also being investigated for spreading misinformation and for repeatedly making unfounded claims that Brazil's voting system could be easily rigged. Monica Yanakiev, Al Jazeera, Rio de Janeiro.
Internationally, Hong Kong has cut the number of directly elected seats in its local district council in the latest part of an effort to ensure only patriots are able to hold political office in the territory. Pro-democracy politicians won a landslide victory in these elections. Al Jazeera's Richard Kimber has more.
Centralizing control. The Hong Kong government is slashing public involvement in local elections. Fewer than 20% of district councillors will be chosen by a public democratic vote. The rest directly appointed by the government or voted in by state-controlled committees. All candidates will be vetted to assess their patriotism. Hong Kong's political leader says this will create a more stable future after months of anti-government protests in 2019.
It's the black violence, it is the attempt to make Hong Kong independent and the attempt to cause disaster to Hong Kong society as a whole that we need to prevent. I think that has to be made very clearly will live through that. Don't forget it. We have to bear that in mind so as to ensure that in the long run, the system will protect us from all these chaotic and harmful situations to arise again.
District council elections during those protests saw a record voter turnout and landslide victories for pro-democracy candidates. Critics of the new election rules say they're designed to marginalise public participation next time around.
It is about control, and it indicates that the government doesn't trust the people of Hong Kong. They don't trust the people of Hong Kong to do the right thing. They don't give them an opportunity to voice out their views. Yet these district councils are supposed to be allowing the government to gauge public opinion.
There are reasons to be happy everywhere you go in Hong Kong.
The changes come as authorities are aggressively promoting Hong Kong as a tourism and investment hub. The government is spending millions of dollars on campaigns from free flights for visitors to discounted movie tickets for residents, all in a bid to improve the public mood and help the economy recover from lengthy COVID-19 restrictions. The campaigns are attracting a lot of attention, but so too are the amendments to the election laws. That's prompting concern it'll be Hong Kong's politics rather than publicity campaigns that seal its international standing. Richard Kimber, Al Jazeera, Hong Kong.
And finally, an experimental Alzheimer's drug has been shown to slow significantly the cognitive and functional decline linked to the disease in results hailed as remarkable by experts, despite some patients experiencing serious side effects. Al Jazeera's John Henry reports.
There is new hope for the millions worldwide who suffer from Alzheimer's disease. A late-stage trial of the Eli Lilly drug donanemab shows it slows cognitive decline by as much as 35%. The drug is a monoclonal antibody designed to remove amyloid plaque, which is one of the defining features of Alzheimer's, from the brain.
For the past 20 years or so, we've had drugs available that work on the symptoms, but really do not get at the underlying biology of the disease. So donanemab is a drug that gets at the underlying disease process, a so-called disease-modifying therapy.
Current research finds the drug effective for those with mild cognitive impairment or mild dementia, but researchers say it is possible that the drug could be effective for those who show no signs of Alzheimer's, but whose biology suggests they could develop symptoms later.
It's important. It doesn't stop the disease. It doesn't make people better, but it may slow the rate at which they decline.
Potential side effects include swelling or bleeding in the brain, so researchers recommend periodic MRI scans.
And play the piano.
Lilly plans to file for approval by June and hopes regulators will give it the green light by early next year. John Hendren, Al Jazeera.
This brings us to the end of the regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 3D weather forecast. And that's Safe TV 2 headline news for this Thursday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. You can also tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 for our rebroadcast and Monday evening at 7 for more news. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other and do have a wonderful arrival day and weekend.